morning, everyone. I'm back to do another reading. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I channel mostly for twin flames, higher divine counterpart unions. I've already laid out the cards here for us today, and I don't know what the message is, but give me a second here to connect and we'll jump right in. So I'm hearing connection correlations. And I was guided to look over here. So I think this is where we're headed here for these messages, for these counterparts that are ready, I think, to finally get together and talk. I feel like I've been channeling this message for so long. You hear my throat chakra, it's a little bit struggling here. But what your counterpart and what you are and what you've been fighting for, but what you're ready to do in the physical now is stand up for this union, okay? You're not going to hold on to this secretly, desperately anymore. You've surrendered, you've let go, you've been able to relax that, okay? And a lot of the reasons that I think you were scared or struggled initially or for a long time is due to deception that happened before. These are the people that are kind of trying to bugger off now and try not to get caught with what they did. But the Divine Masculine's fully aware. If you're the one embodying the Divine Masculine's energy, then this is you, okay? It's just energy. It's not gender related when we talk energy. But for my situation, I'm going to speak to the Divine Masculine being the other person, okay? So see how you're together here? And you're in your truth. You're standing in your truth. This is air energy, very powerful air energy. This is the after tarot. Okay, so you've gone through all these lessons. Look, he's assessed all this. He's figured out all the things that he needs to figure out to be able to stand tall, to stand above all this here and protect and safeguard everything. He hasn't said anything to you yet because he doesn't feel like he is ready quite yet. He's still communicating with the divine. A few little things to clarify. Yeah, see? All the toxic things he's leaving behind. It's in his past. So it's just a little bit of work to, it's probably forgiveness work. I saw Yeshua's card when I was setting this up. So definitely, having communications with the divine. Yeshua is not wanting to come out. I think right now he wants me to stay focused on the reading here, and it's about us. That's what I'm hearing. So at the center here is you, your temperance energy, your union's temperance energy, your love's temperance energy. You're completely unified as one energy now. Okay, you've merged completely, and you've been merged completely like this for quite some time. This is what's allowing him to feel safe and secure to do this work for himself. And he knows he can do it. He knows that he needs to embody this energy to come to you. He wants to come to you in a proper way. And, look at you. You're good. You're connected to the divine. You're doing your thing. He knows you're doing your thing. He knows you love like God, like the divine, and turn yourself in this union because he knows this union is divine, okay? And you can defend yourself, protect yourself. You can counter anything that comes at you. He knows you've got it, okay? This is what he's feeling he needs to embody and do, but not combative or anything like that. And he doesn't want to fight. That's why that sword's down, okay? This is your crown, by the way. He's chosen you, okay? And so he is overcoming fears that he needed to overcome. And this is why you're not together yet in the physical, to be able to stand on his own 2 feet. He knows you can, right? And I feel this is him here, the energy of the masculine. And this is kind of him looking back and working quickly, but not desperately, but just with surety, with knowing where he's going and where he wants to be. And there's joy and excitement again. And in the past, there was jealousy, unfortunately, towards you, Divine Feminine, because you embodied that beautifully. And And it was okay for you to be proud and happy because you worked really hard to achieve that. And so he's overcome all that, and I said he was working on it, but I feel like he's overcome it because that can't get through this sword here, right? And this is his sword over here. Lots of swords out. But it's an equal give and take now, you know, and this is what he wants to table, and this is what he's going to tell you when he's finally able to come forward and talk to you, is that he will be giving to you equally. I've been channeling that myself very softly and quietly in the last little while here, where he understands the way that he didn't meet your needs in the past, if you were together in the past, okay? And that is never going to happen again. He's not going to take you for granted ever again. He's going to disclose as the Hierophant all of these things to you when you have your passionate new beginning. And this is imminent because it's standing up. You've already manifested it. It's there. He's let go too of like all the toxic things that would make him sick, that would make him feel incapable of achieving this, incapable of being worthy. Like he understands all of that. That's the deception there, okay? So truth, I'm hearing, yeah, and these are the cards here. Look at that Sun card too with the Palo Santo. That wood represents your future home and what you're building, and it's safeguarded, okay? And these are your spirit, this is the spirit realm, and they are safeguarding your home. If you're worried about any of your physical things, don't worry. In the physical, you're fully protected and safeguarded, okay? You've succeeded. This manifestation already's been created, and it's imminent, okay? You're able to move forward. There are no blocks anymore. You're both ready and willing finally to stand up for truth, okay? And there's light here, and you see a little bit how this tree is able to survive in this rough looking climate, okay? There was a storm, but I feel like that's going to pass. It's not going to come in. The sun is going to be strong enough, and it's going to remove all of that toxicity because it's time for change. And this horse is movement forward, right? And is in full control here of their vessel, of their life. Spirit guide again, keeping everything safe, everything's afloat, everything's moving, and I'm hearing power, like the sorry, it's coming in quick. The vessel is very strong and powerful, and it's functioning. It's highly working at a very high level of functioning, with power and strength, meaning there's no opportunity or nothing can prevent this from moving forward. It's almost like the Chariot, but it's so strong. I've never picked up strong energy like this for a vessel, like your mode of transportation. So you could be the vessel, your vehicle, whatever it is that you're doing to get to where you need to go. If it's something you need to do, then that's that. If it's a thought, if it's a physical thing, whatever it is, it's strong, it's safe, it's solid. Nothing, and no one can take it from you. Nothing and no one will block it. There's no blocks here. Okay, you're ready. And for those who are needing a little bit of extra support, we're going to create that bridge. That's the bridge here. So you're going to be able to climb up here, and the answer and the key is love. He's ready to show you love, okay? And there's nothing and no one that can get in the way of this, ever. And in the past, where you would have had to overcome a lot of obstacles here, Divine Feminine, to achieve that Ace of Wands, I'm just noticing it's out twice. You've overcome all those blocks and barriers, you removed everything, so there's not going to be any trouble. I think I was getting this message earlier that this union and this reunion was always going to happen. However, without doing the healing, you would have had struggles. You would have perished perhaps in a really difficult, toxic way because of misery. Okay, misery because you're unhealed coming back together. And that could be, you again being left alone a lot because your counterpart can't be present with you. Sometimes you're in a relationship with somebody, but they're not present. And that's as if you're alone. And that's torture. And that's that's where we were, my own personal situation, before I was really pushed to separate, even though it was confusing because I had so much love for this person, and I was like, but everything in me was saying we couldn't be together at that time, and strongly because I felt like he needed to heal, and I didn't understand at the time what I needed to do. I was very confused, but only because of the pain. It was so painful. But many years later, now where we are now, I can appreciate that he did have a lot of struggles, and there's lots of reasons for that, and that's between him and the divine, and he understands that now. It created a lot of problems even in other relationships he entered into after me, after us. So happy to say though that we are back in communication, have never really lost that communication over all these years. We always maintain some form of contact. Interestingly, but the elephant in the room is still there a little bit. Sometimes I find where, anything related to the heart, he's just not ready and comfortable. But this is the fine tuning that's happening here. Okay. And because there's so many swords out, it's imminent, because the thought process has occurred, and you telepathically communicate all the time, and that's why it's going to flow very much with ease once you do finally start to talk. Okay. And it's imminent, and the guardian angel is going to protect that Ace of Wands there, and you see it's going to rush in, and you won't see it, Divine Feminine. You got to keep doing you, and that's okay to do you. It's the only job you have, is to be in love, show love when you have the opportunity. Always send love though, and it'll come. Look, that's him. That's his energy working tirelessly in the background to get to you. But he's that Hierophant. He knows he needs to safeguard himself, so he's been chased as well. He's not giving himself away to anyone. Okay? Person, place, or thing. He's putting himself first now. And that's what's going to bring union. I love this card in the After Tarot. It's fantastic. I love it. All right, everyone. So on that note, I bid you farewell for now, and wishing you all the very best. Take care.